Hello everyone, and welcome to my reaction to Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 5. I'm starting a little bit late because we have some guests over, but better late than never. And to be honest with you, usually on a Monday, after 3 days of streaming, I always end up taking things really slow. So I've been starting late anyway. But I hope the start of your week is off to a good start. I hope your week is off to a good start. And thank you so much for tuning into my video. I hope you will enjoy my reaction. And as usual, if you want, please stick around for my review at the end. I have a question. Why is there a particular reason why his face looks like that and his teeth and stuff? Is he based on a real person? Like, I'm just curious because it's a very particular face. Like, people's teeth don't just fall out randomly. Was there a specific decision? Is this based on a certain time period in history? I know he's pretty old and whatever, but it seems more than just that. I'm just curious. Sorry, I think this is why a lot of people don't stand up against tyranny and corruption and stuff, because they think at least a corrupt king is better than no king, because of if there's not a certainty about who's the leader, they will compete for it, and if people get drawn into the wars fighting for their king and their king and their king, that is a horrible fate too. Like, a country ruled by war is just, if war breaks out, it's like, that is hell. This is the advance force of our army, which conquered this region. The problem is, although this is of course commendable, since it's custom at this point, I'm wondering, does he have a contingency plan for when or if a big group of them are like, no, this is our right, because they don't know better. They should know better, but since it's like, if he could forcibly, or not forcibly, but angrily, not angrily, but passionately, like with conviction, explain to them why. Does that make sense? Like, you can tell someone not to do something, but unless they are hurt by it, they're probably not gonna listen. Does that make sense? Like, so just a random example. Let's imagine those people's minds are like babies, wanting to stick their finger into a electricity socket. They don't know any better. They're fucking adults, they should know better, and besides the point, they're adults and they were told not to do that and they still did it. But let's just, babies don't know any better, sticking the finger in the socket. That is why, how do you explain to a baby don't do this. If they don't really understand, you know, that's why if you give them a little and that hurt, but it hurt less than sticking their finger in the socket. So maybe like I'm just giving an example. I know there's probably other ways to teach a kid not to do that. I'm not a parent. I don't know. I haven't researched stuff. I'm just giving an example. So my point is, if he's beheading them, yes, but ideally to a baby, you want to sit them down and like explain to them, if you put your finger here, so you're gonna behead them, but that might just make them angry because they're not babies. I mean, they act like fucking children, but okay, children are not capable of such horrible acts. They're gonna grumble and blah 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 together at their custom, their right that was taken away. So I wonder if there would be a way to like explain to them why that is wrong and why in the long run that will hurt them. Do you know what I'm saying? Even for me to talk about morality like that, you know, I would have to sit down and do like obviously the majority of us is like, that's wrong, of course. But I mean, explaining it to someone who doesn't see it as wrong, you have to explain why. So my point is, I'm worried because they're just gonna get angry. And does he have a contingency plan? Sorry, I'm gonna stop now. Or maybe he has just that many people loyal to him that a small group of unruly bitches won't dare stand up against him. Hopefully that is the case. That's why, it's just so much easier if you tell people God is going to punish you if you do that. It's so much easier than explaining to someone why it is morally wrong to do that. Just say, God will send you to hell. You will burn for eternity. And then that scares them enough with some beheaded people so they won't do it. But yeah, talking about trying to convince those kind of people about the morals behind why in the long run, not even just morally, but in the long run, that kind of society just will fall. Trying to explain that to those people, they won't understand. Why? He looks like a really, really old, worn down sweep broom. His hair there. Unexpected. What's his strategy?
あなたはこの金銀を私がマーシアから出ていくことを望んで支払うのだな。足りぬ。
How much would you say is that? 8,000 pounds back then. How much would you say is it today?
世はそなたの王である。世は世の領内の反乱を鎮めるためこの地へ来たのだ。無心のためではない。
たわごと王、我が君は由緒正しきウェセックス王家エセルレッド様だ。
他にいるな。世の他にもイングランド王を名乗る者が。この手打ちはエセルレッドの許可があってのことなのか。からの配下が治療安堵のために勝手に戦列を抜けると申してもエセルレッドは許すのか。王が2人いるから世が乱れる。1人死なねばならぬ。
裏切れというのか、この私が。
長年重臣としてあやつに仕えてきたそなたなら良い方法を知っていよう。
私から最後の忠節まで奪うというのか。
その代わりマーシアは奪わぬ。エセルレッドの首が代価だ。
断る。休戦交渉は決裂した。貴様のような卑劣感とは断固戦うぞ。
I don't really understand why he is considered by him more foul than the other guy that calls himself king. Like, really?
でよ、エアドリフ殿。そなたに見せたいものがある。
I have a bad feeling about this. I have a bad feeling about
準備は
this.
良いか。やれ。
何の合図だこれは。これは何をしている。クヌート。父上。あれを。あっちにも。クヌート。何の合図だこれは。
想像するがいい、エアドリク。たった今、マーシアは灰に帰した。
Whoa.
父上。
エセルレッドの首を差し出して安寧を変え。それが利口だ。
翌年の1016年4月、イングランド王エセルレッド2世が病没とされている。
Honestly, he looked more healthy than the previous king. The guy with the teeth missing.
との死後、その息子エドモンドが王位を継承するも王位に苦しめ善戦するも7ヶ月後の同年11月、やはり病没する。
病没ときたね。変人会議がクヌートのことをブレトワルダとして認めるとさ。
Ooh, the sheathing of the sword. Is that because Canute, all of this because he's angry at Canute and he's sheathing his sword? Is that because it's hinting at Canute ended the war quicker than most people would have? But yeah, I'm very curious about why people were so loyal to the previous king who deserted them. I'm a little bit rusty on some details, I feel. I will read the manga in the future. And read about history in general. Should be interesting.
すべエセルレッド8年クヌートは正式にイングランド王となる。
Damn. Damn. This episode felt pretty fast, despite my talking.
馬が欲しい
Umaga no hoshi. How to say that? Umaga hoshi. Umaga hoshi. That was a very good episode. The story and the characters in particular stood out, but so are the visuals are very good. Canute went from being in danger to being the danger. He went from femboy to King Chad. Showed them who's the actual boss. Now Canute doesn't really have any combat skills. So if he has to be respected, he has to be good in politics, and he is. After all, politics, manipulation, and mind games are what everything comes down to. So Zorko hates frogs, huh? And the Wild Orphan is playing Minecraft. That is a comment by someone called Smoothie. Okay, well, it's time to score. That was a very... The show itself is not like... It's because it's so real, because it's inspired by history, it doesn't give you the feeling like, let's say, some shonen where it's adventure and the special fighting moves and all that kind of stuff, or like a football anime about scoring goals. Like, it doesn't give you that level of hype, but it's a different kind of good. But I do feel like I'm lacking knowledge to understand some parts fully. I would like to read the manga and just as I read, do some research. It's a story 9, characters 9, visuals 8.7, audio 8, although ending song and the starting song is just maybe 10. And then enjoyment / investment 8.5, 8.7 actually. There we go. That gives us an overall average 8.7 score, which I would round up to a 9, but it is, what I'm trying to say is it's basically a 9, but I keep it as is so that I can see improvements. Like, even if I think it's minimal, an 8.7 versus an actual 9, like not rounded up to a 9, that difference is important because I'm watching such great shows, you know, and they're great for different reasons. 8.2, 7.9, 8.7, 8.7, 8.7. Well, the show is consistent. Or my opinion of it is that it seems consistent. So that means next week I will be watching episode 6. Why did I say that like that? 6? Episode 6. Please feel free to comment some contextual thoughts, like based on the questions that I asked, the history, the time period, even some things from last season that may have slipped my mind if you feel like that. I love reading through it and like kind of having my memory refreshed. But please, what I noticed, instead of sharing their scores, it seems like some people are mad that I'm not giving every episode a 10. But I feel like most of the time it's like these people are manga readers and they have, like, they've read all of the manga and everything means more to them. Not just because they love the show so much they read the manga, but also because they can see the relevance or importance of things in the bigger picture more than I could at this point as an anime only. So I feel like people let that experience influence too much their enjoyment of reactions. Like, for me, it's a first-time experience. It's unfolding before me. I'm highly considering doing some re-reactions to some shows because I swear to God, sometimes watching something for the second time or experiencing something for the second time, like reading the manga and then watching the anime, your hype is just on another level. Because you know what's coming and you know that you loved what's coming and you know, like, how it fits into the larger story, and it's like just... Okay, but yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you for watching.
領域展開
Murio Kisho. Thank you for watching my reaction and hearing out my thoughts and my questions. Every time after I watch the episode, if I see I always see screenshots on Twitter, and the stills of the show are truly amazing. But, you know, the scores, I mean, I gave an 8.7 to visuals. And I do score it as a whole, not just stills, but also animation and the first time viewing experience. Like, I might feel differently if I rewatch it next week, but this is my first impression. So feel free to share your scores, your thoughts on everything, but just it's not worth it to get upset because someone doesn't think something is as phenomenal as you do. I think an 8.7 is a very good score, and considering that season 1 was like a prologue and now season 2 is setting it's like a prologue to everything, and now it's this season, at least the beginning, is seeming like it's setting up dominoes for some reason. Like season 1 was, this is the table, now let's start packing the dominoes. That's how I feel, but okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.